Happy New Year! It's time to kick off a new week and a new year of betting here on Winning Bets. Well, hello there, everybody. Happy Monday morning to you. And the first Monday of the 2022 calendar season. I'm, of course, Jason Mattis, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. And we're back here after our very long layoff there for the Christmas season there. And I missed it. I absolutely missed being up here on the show, talking sports with you guys, bullshitting, hanging out, and putting money up in our pocket along the way. How was everybody's Christmas? Did you have a good time with family and friends? Did you get all the gifts you wanted? Did you eat all the food? Did you drink everything that you needed to do? I hope you guys had a fantastic holiday season. I had a good time as well. Ate way too much food. Drank way too much. Actually, yesterday, I made a point not to drink because I drink it every single day. Just been boozing, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family. Had to take yesterday off. It was that great of a holiday season. And then New Year's Eve. Did you guys have a good New Year's Eve? What about that one? Hear about me? Well, it went about how I expected here for myself and my wife. We did not make it till midnight. We still got a 5-month-old baby that's, waking us up in the middle of the night. And, that can be sometimes, let's say, around 3 a.m. And, sometimes you're lucky enough and you're able to fall back asleep after the nursing. And then other times you're not and your day starts at 3 a.m. So, yeah, it's hard, a little bit of a struggle for me to wake up at midnight. But I set an alarm because Chicago was doing the biggest firework display ever. The mayor announced they had never done one this big. They were going to do a 1.5-mile stretch that spans the river and the lake. It was just going to be phenomenal. So I set the alarm for 11:55. Heard that sucker go off, sat in bed, waited till I actually heard fireworks, and then I ran out to the living room, and what did I see? Nothing but clouds. I couldn't see one firework. I could hear them. I could hear the boom, 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 the excitement and the awesomeness, but couldn't see a single firework due to the clouds, and it was obviously, cloudy night here in Chicago. So quite unfortunate. So I missed out on the biggest fireworks show ever in the city of Chicago, but I wasn't alone. I'm sure everybody else that lives in a high-rise missed it as well. So the mayor's got to run that back. You got to do another big one here coming up here, Mayor. What about COVID? Boy, was that running rampant while we were away from each other there over the past week or so. COVID, obviously, in everybody's personal life, maybe they know somebody that got COVID, but obviously COVID in sports is obviously what we're talking about here, sports and what have you, and it's obviously gotten tough on betting. You're getting these lineups that are getting changed later, so it's just part of betting, though. It's just part of the time. Just got to roll with it. Know that you'll get some, losses that come to COVID, but then you'll also get some wins. Some things will go your way, so over a large sample size, it'll probably even out and balance out, but it does stink in the short term to kind of lose a bet, due to COVID. You think you got it handicapped correctly, and then maybe this player, this or that player misses, but that's the times we live in right now, and that's COVID, and we just got to keep on rolling with it. But let's go ahead and kick off this show. Let's go ahead and recap last week, which was our last week of the 2021 calendar year, see where we ended up on that entire calendar year, and then we'll kick off some new betting here of 2022. All right, so we're coming off another profitable week. We went 16-26 and up one singular unit, but had a fantastic year-to-date. As you can see, 1,182 wins, 1,059 losses for plus 129.76 units. Guys, that deserves another ring of that cash register. Yeah, 129.76 units. That averages damn near about like 12 units, about 10 units per month. So, if you're a $100 bettor, made you about $1,000 every single month. Now we know nobody's betting every single bet that I put in there. I'm not that dumb enough to think that somebody is betting everything. Obviously, I encourage that because if you did that, you would have made well up over 100 units up on the calendar year there in 2021. So let's just keep on grinding, and we'll look to do the same thing here in 2022. But what were some of our good wins, though, from last week? Well, you better talk about Rotary because we had a terrible week last week in terms of the amount of losses. And I told you guys we went 16-26. Just seems like I couldn't get any traction going last week. I actually lost money every single day last week up until this Arsenal versus Manchester City game. I put a bet on Rody to be an anytime goal scorer at 10-1. That really turned my week around and really, got me profitable for the first time in the week. And then I was able to carry that on through the weekend and then scrape out, like I said, 1 unit. And then in him scoring the goal, he took off his shirt and celebrated. I don't know. He wasn't the only one that took off his shirt and celebrated. I scared the shit out of my son. I grabbed him. I squeezed him. I was hooting and I was hollering. I was so damn pumped up when he scored. And then when he took off his shirt to go with it, because that was at plus 320 for him to get a card during that match. So Boy, what a big-time goal. I scared my son. I was absolutely fired up when that ball hit the back of the net right there. So that was a good win right there. Arsenal in that city. We also hit a same-game parlay in that game. So just fantastic work overall in that game. We also got Riyad Mahrez being an anytime goal scorer. So really just cleaned up in that Arsenal versus Manchester City game. One of our NBA wins last week was Magic team total when they were going up against the Bucks. They had played the Bucks a few nights before that, and they went up over their team total. Well, then they played them again a few nights later, and their team total is at 101.5. I mean, the Magic, yeah, they suck. They're going to lose a lot of games, but they play their starters deep in the fourth quarter, and they're allowed to, and that gives them the ability to get up over their team total more times than not. So I thought that was a good win for us, under the radar kind of team there on the Orlando Magic. And then yesterday in the NFL, we got Gabriel Davis up over 38.5 receiving yards. Cashed that one in the first quarter. It's a good thing because he actually didn't catch another pass that rest of that game. So got up over 38.5 though in that first quarter. So good win right there. What were some of our bad losses of last week? Well, I could have just put anything other than the Arsenal Manchester City game because that's certainly how it felt throughout the week. It just felt like I couldn't do anything right. But yeah, some of those bad losses were Thunder Suns up under 55.5 points. My man hit a three-pointer with 2 seconds to go ahead and sink that bet. That was gut-wrenching right there and absolutely a bad beat right there. We also lost our 2-unit play, Bulls and Pacers. There was 31 points halfway through the first quarter, and then there was a 2-minute stretch where there were no points in that first quarter. Absolutely brutal right there on the 2-unit bet when we were looking pretty halfway through that first quarter. How about Sunday's NFL action? George Kittle up over 55.5 yards. Hell, I texted my buddy, did Kittle get hurt? I'm sitting there looking at the box score saying he ain't got a target. It's like third quarter. My man ain't even got a target. I was like, yo, my buddy, is he hurt? Like, what's going on with George Kittle? Texans ranked 26th in the league defending the tight end position. He didn't do anything. He ended up catching one pass, I think I saw, for like 29 yards. Nowhere near 55.5 yards, so that was a bad loss right there. Then the Colts on their team total, they didn't go up over 25.5 points. Unfortunate right there. Thought there was an opportunity for that game to maybe go to overtime. Thought maybe we would backdoor a cash right there, but the Raiders wanted no part of that, kicking a game-winning field goal as time expired. But overall, as the tweet says right here, a very, very successful 2021 betting calendar year at up over 129 units up in your pocket. We'd like to carry that momentum up over 2022, guys. Look, we're going to stay hungry. We're going to stay grinding. And we want to be better, quite frankly, right? Everybody wants to get better in whatever they do for a living. Well, this is what I do for a living, and I want to get better. So we made 129 units last year. We're going to strive to do better this year. I want to keep putting money up in your pocket. Guys, if you were part of that 129 units last week, take a second, just hit that like button. Let me know. Let me know. We're going to get a couple hundred people to watch this video. Let's see if we can't get a couple hundred likes. Let me know. Hit that like button if you were part of last year's cash and you're going to ride with me here this year and help put money up in your pocket this year. All right, well, how are we going to put some money up in your pocket? Well, let's first start with the soccer action. Morning games. These games start at 11:30 a.m. Central Time, and the other one I think starts at 12 p.m. Central Time. So these are early kickoff games here in soccer. One's in La Liga and the other one's in the Premier League. I took 2 games and dropped them in a parlay. We're going to go ahead and do this Villarreal Levante game, up over 2.5 cards for Levante. And we're going to parlay that with over 1.5 goals, that Manchester United versus Wolves game. And you can get that parlay at plus 105 up over at FanDuel. What do I like about this? Well, let's talk about the cards there for Levante first. They're 5th in La Liga in getting cards. They've gotten 50 so far on the season. And then you got referee Hernandez going to go ahead and officiate this match. He's number 1 in La Liga in giving out cards per game. He gives out 7.44 cards per game. So you add in a referee that's card happy with a team that's gotten the 5th most cards in La Liga, a game in which they'll probably be losing. And look, I've played a lot of soccer in my life. When you're losing, when you're like getting your ass kicked, Levante's 20th in La Liga, they're the worst team. When you're getting your ass kicked, you know what you do in the second half? You get a little chippy, you get a little dirty, you get tired of getting your ass kicked all game, and you get a little dirty and you take it out on the opponent. I expect Villarreal to handle Levante pretty easily in this game, and in doing so, I think Levante will pick up 3 cards in the process as they go down to Villarreal. So, like them up over 2.5 cards. And then going to go ahead and parlay that with the Manchester United Wolves game, again, up over 1.5 goals. I mean, Burnley got a goal up against Manchester United last time out, so I think Wolves can certainly do that. Manchester United got 3 goals up against Burnley. Wolves are another good defensive team, but Manchester United seems to be coming on here. The goals are coming now. Maybe they're starting to, really settle down into this system up under Ralph Ragnick and what he's trying to get accomplished. So you're starting to see the goals. So I just think 2 goals will go ahead and happen in that game. So we'll go ahead and do Levante up over 2.5 cards. Manchester United Wolves over 1.5 goals. You can get that parlay at plus 105 up over a FanDuel. This will be my dog of the day. And if you're ever wondering what my record is for my dog of the day, you can always go to Twitter and look in my profile. That has my current updated dog of the day win-loss and also unit profit win-loss as well. And just a little hint, it is well up over, I think it's like 18 units to the good. So yeah, we're killing these dog of the days. This is going to be another one right here for you guys at plus 105. You also can look for me on Twitter. It's at Winning Bets Pod. It's at Winning Bets Pods. There are 4 guys I'm eyeing for this Levante team to go ahead and be carded. I obviously need to make sure they're in a starting lineup, but I'm thinking about taking 3 of those guys, putting a third of a unit each for 1 unit total, and seeing if we can't roll the dice and seeing if we can't get one of those guys to at least be shown a card by referee Hernandez. So again, look for me on Twitter for that one. It's at Winning Bets Pod. It's at Winning Bets Pod. It's Monday night. So you guys know what that means. It's Monday Night Football between the Browns and the Steelers. I got a player prop for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and do Chase Claypool up over 37.5 receiving yards at minus 115 up over at DraftKings. Look, he's cashed in 10 of his 13 games this season. That is an exceptional rate right there. 10 out of 13 cashes. I'll go ahead and back that all day long. He got 45 yards earlier this season up against the Browns. He's number 2 in the team in targets. And if you look at FanDuel, Barstools / BetRivers, and also PointsBet, they've got this number at 40.5. So I think we're getting a steal here at DraftKings, with it only being at 37.5. Look, with the rate at which this is cashing, with how it already cashed earlier this season up against the Browns, it's Big Ben's last home game as a Steeler in Heinz Field. The Steelers are still fighting for the playoffs. They can still actually get in. They can backdoor their way in if they get a victory here tonight with some other victories and some other help, obviously, in Week 18. But yeah, I like the Steelers in this spot. I like Chase Claypool is going to be a part of that. I like him going up over 37.5 receiving yards at minus 115 up over at DraftKings. I've, of course, got some NBA first quarter action. Let me go ahead and check the sports books, but that being said, it's about 8:20 a.m. Central Time here right now. I'm not expecting the sportsbook to have it. We were seeing it before our layoff here for the holiday season, before we took a break, that they were coming out around 9 a.m. I don't know what happened the week we were away, but we weren't getting lines till 10:30, 11, 11:30. I mean, it shifted almost 2 hours. I'm not sure why the lines are coming out a little bit later on, but again, let me go ahead and take a pause and we'll see, and I'll come right back here in a second. All right, I'm back, and quite surprising, FanDuel already has their numbers posted, so let's just get on into it. And of course, if you're new to the show here, we're just looking at trends in basketball. What's been cashing? This has been cashing more times than not. And then that's all we're doing is going ahead and tailing those trends. We've been looking overall at long season numbers, but now we've really also kind of incorporated looking at the last 10. I think because of all the COVID issues you're seeing with all the sports, and especially in basketball, you've got to look at what's been going on recently as well. So we've looked at that along with the season-long numbers. So this is what we're going to go ahead and roll with today for our NBA first quarter action. We're going to go ahead and start off with 2 money line parlays. And of course, these are two-way lines. So if there's a tie, we'll just go ahead and get our wager back. One of those money line parlays, as we're going to go ahead and do the 76ers and the Bulls. We're going to go ahead and get that at minus 131 up over at FanDuel. The 76ers have a 5-point differential advantage in that first quarter up over the Rockets, and the Bulls have a 2-point differential advantage up over the Magic in that first quarter. So we'll go ahead and do a 76ers Bulls money line parlay at minus 131, and then we'll also go ahead and do a Nets and Bucks money line parlay at minus 102 up over at FanDuel as well. The Nets have a 2-point differential advantage in that first quarter up over the Grizzlies, and the Bucks also have a 2-point differential advantage in that first quarter up over the Pistons. So we'll go ahead and drop the Nets and Bucks in a parlay at minus 102 up over at FanDuel. All right, now for some single plays, let's go ahead and do Wizards against the spread at minus 0.5. So this is saying they just have to win the first quarter, and you can get that at minus 108 up over at FanDuel. The Wizards have a plus 0.54 point differential in that first quarter, going up against the Hornets, who are minus 4.23 points in that first quarter. So we'll go ahead and back the Wizards to win at minus 108. Then the other one will be the Timberwolves. Timberwolves at plus 1.5 points at minus 118 up over at FanDuel. The Wolves have a plus 1.5 point differential in that first quarter, while the Clippers are minus 1.73 up in that first quarter. So we'll gladly go ahead and take that 1.5 points with the Timberwolves at minus 118 up over at FanDuel. All right, let's go ahead and now do some over and unders. Let's go ahead and start with this Heat versus Warriors game. Let's go ahead and do under 55.5 points at minus 102 up over at FanDuel. They're cashing the under 12, 9, and 1, and their games are averaging 50 51 and 53 points. So we'll go ahead and take under 55.5 points at minus 102. Then the other one we'll go ahead and do is do Hawks Blazers under 57.5 points at even money up over at FanDuel. Both home and away splits. And if you look at the last 10, they're all averaging up under 57.5 points as they're averaging 54 and 55 points. So we'll do under 57.5 points at even money up over at FanDuel. All right, let's go ahead and do the entire recap now. Let's start with the NBA. Let's go ahead and do Heat Warriors under 55.5 points at minus 102. Hawks Blazers under 57.5 points at even money. Nets and Bucks moneyline parlay two-way line at minus 102. 76ers Bulls moneyline parlay two-way line at minus 131. Let's go ahead and do Wizards minus 0.5 points at minus 108. Wolves plus 1.5 points at minus 118. Let's go ahead and do Chase Claypool up over 37.5 receiving yards at minus 115. And let's go ahead and do Levante up over 2.5 cards. Parlay with that with over 1.5 goals in Manchester United versus Wolves. And you can get that at plus 105 as my dog of the day. All right, guys, this feels fantastic to be back. Feels like my first day at school. I'm a little nervous over here, but it feels damn good to be sitting back in this chair, talking sports with you guys, and helping you guys put money up in your pocket. Let's kick off 2022 right here on a Monday by putting money up in our pocket. All right, guys, go enjoy your Monday. Get these bets in. We'll talk about it tomorrow, and we'll kick off another day of betting. Have a good one. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.